Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Gen V. We're now into episode 3, which is called #ThinkBrink. So the first 2 episodes were absolutely amazing, in my opinion. This is starting off really, really strong. Definitely keeping me engaged and wondering what the next step is and where things are going with the storyline. And someone in my comments very smartly pointed out that nobody in the show is turning out the way that they stereotypically are being presented. You know, with Luke, everyone thought he was going to be a Homelander clone. He actually turned out to be a really decent guy who was just trying to find out the truth about his family. We have Marie, who looked like she was going to be kind of this hungry, desperate, I'm going to do anything to get ahead sort of girl, but seeing her backstory, we know that's not the case. You have Andre, who looks like he's just kind of one of those, I don't care, you know, playboys on campus, but he turns out he actually is a really good and supportive friend to Luke. So I like it. Everyone's showing up so far as having a lot of sides and facets to them, which makes this a lot more interesting. And also, I think is going to open the door for some very interesting moral dilemmas as the season continues. But in the last episode in particular, we had Marie, who was really on the way to being expelled, like kind of hitting almost a low point in her life again, to witnessing Luke literally explode. And then because of Brink no longer being there to kind of change up the narrative, she suddenly gets thrust into the spotlight, and her dreams seem to be coming true that she had about being viewed as a hero versus a monster. And there's a lot of moral issues that keep popping up with this, because we see that Andre and Kate, who were Luke's best friend and girlfriend respectively, are really just like trying to still figure out how this happened, because Luke seemed like a happy-go-lucky kid. There's no reason why he should have been to that point. And we see that Andre actually, because he's also been pushed to the #1 spot now in light of Luke's passing, and he's not really about it. He's like, whoa, like, can we just, you know, can we process what happened here? And of course, we know the VOD, it's always about keeping that engine of soups coming through. It's all about the advertising. They do not care. And so we see that Andre wants Marie to basically kind of help him along with Kate to figure out what was going on with Luke. And Marie kind of comes back with, look, it's not that I don't care, but I got to look out for me. Like, what assurances do I have that I'm going to be okay if I go poking around in this? I have a sneaking suspicion she's going to be pulled into it one way or another. We also saw that Andre and Kate started to investigate Luke's passing and the things that he said around it. They ended up finding a phone that he hid inside of a statue. And in this phone, he basically talked about a secret facility that was underneath Godolphin University, where soups are being held against their will, including his brother. And they also discovered that the runner that we saw in episode 1 was actually Luke's younger brother trying to escape, but he has been recaptured, and from what we're seeing, possibly experimented on or just tortured, or maybe a combination of both. We're not sure yet. So that's kind of where they ended up. We ended the episode with Andre and Kate managing to narrowly escape the people from the facility, almost capturing them, but who knows where things are going to go, because we see that Kate actually overextended herself and passed out and was having a seizure. I'm ready to jump into the episode, but just before I do, just a reminder that if you're new here, I do reactions to shows like these, and if you'd like to follow me on this journey or support me in other videos, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And also, if you're liking what you're seeing here, I'd appreciate it very much if you showed some love to the like button as well, and left some comments below. It means the world to me, and I love interacting with you guys. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now. Sage Grove Center. We saw this in The Boys. They broke into this place
4 or 5 minutes ago.
See? Him! I didn't want to say it, but him. This is interesting, because in Luke's flashback last episode, he saw him as a kid. He saw Sam as a kid.
They thought they were giving us powers.
Well, I got a lot more than powers. I got a broken fucking brain!
Ow. Owie.
I got news for you. Drug or no drug, you'd still be weird as fuck.
Nah. That's a broski for you. Yeah, let's calm down. Sir, put the gun down.
None of that matters.
Was that necessary, you bitch? was unnecessary. You didn't need to. Oh, shoot. Oh, he didn't mean that. He didn't mean it.
Sam, go to sleep.
They've been together a while, her and Luke, huh? They were.
Could have given yourself a fucking aneurysm.
As opposed to you wandering off by yourself?
Thank you, Kate, for having the brilliant idea to ping my phone and then save me from my stone cold idiot.
Exactly. We both acted pretty foolishly, sir.
That first night, Sam was trying to escape.
You stopped him.
Maria and I stopped him.
But you didn't know.
Luke's brother is being tortured in this... whatever it is. No, Sam needs to get out, and we need to get him out now.
Do you have a plan?
We should use our fucking powers.
Can you?
Kate,
Stop and think about it for a second.
No.
Okay. Put yourself in the woods then.
I could make you stop.
Ooh. Can you? I think you're a little tapped right now.
So make me stop. You're not going to. Not to me.
I can't lose you too.
Right? Like, can we just take a minute and breathe, sir? You need a plan. Oh, really, ma'am? His friend? Bet you that's actually been brewing for a minute. I mean, I'd be judgmental about it, but Luke's gone. Someone tells me that's probably not the first time those two hooked up. Where is she?
Emma?
My God, like, make sure you don't get stepped on. Oh, so she's got to eat to get big again. That makes sense.
Every time you eat to get big
And purge to get small.
Yeah. Listen, I'm really tired. No, you know, that's just a tiny bit fucked, isn't it?
It is. Not even tiny.
You're in control?
I'm fine.
You were so tiny you could barely move. What if I hadn't come home in time?
Marie, it's not a big deal.
Oh, it is a big deal. Your life is a big
Get
deal.
help. Okay, and you cut yourself.
Everyone. Ooh.
Are you gonna take a break? Get
Ooh.
help.
That's
Is
different.
it?
That's my power.
Both of you are both pretty damaging. Both of your powers are pretty damaging.
Okay, Marie, we don't have to do this. We could just focus on classes like you said. We can just be roommates, okay?
She needs help, but she's got to be receptive to it. Emma's going through a lot. They both are. It's sad because both of them actually could lean on each other, but they're both so defensive about their issues that they can't even talk about it.
Force of habit.
Wow.
My daughter loved these.
Honey, please don't get sucked in by this woman.
I'm so proud of you, Marie. Thanks.
Ah, she needs parental validation so bad. This sucks.
When that bottle blonde ambushed you with that shit about your sister. It was on purpose, by the way.
Yeah,
Who knows if it was even true.
because you instigated it.
I want you to come with me to this Brink fundraiser tonight. You can meet some alumni, big
We
donors.
just parade you around.
Just smile. Let them drone on about themselves. Look, no pressure, but I would love
But there's
to trust
pressure.
you.
There's pressure.
Yeah. Yeah? Yeah.
Bless Marie's heart.
Okay.
Being played like a violin.
Heat up. Will they get
This
cold?
girl found out exactly how to get to her, though. What's in that pancake? V? Are those V chocolate chips?
Girls are natural.
Unnatural.
Don't be hating on sis.
Powers and mark my words are a lawsuit waiting to happen.
It's true, it is unsanitary.
The board is voting on the new rankings tomorrow. You're coming with me to the fundraiser tonight, and you're gonna butter the ass of every trustee with your tongue.
Ew.
Got it?
Ass buttering sounds really gross.
That'll be good, right?
The way his dad just completely tuned out of the conversation and turned on that Kodak smile, huh? Oh.
Your eating disorder is your truth, and it's not how I get small. I had no right to co-opt your story.
Oh, but you did. Mm-hmm.
You filming this?
I
Yep.
want everyone to know how sorry I am.
Mm.
I've been looking all over for you. Did you forget, huh? Tonight's the gala. Come on.
Now I'm starting to wonder if that really is the only way that she can access her powers, if that's just the way she's done it because of her issues. Ooh, this got deep.
Are you keeping your food log? Yes, Mom, I am completely balanced.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm just gonna check your height. I have a measuring tape here.
Mom, do not measure me.
She said what she said. She's like Starlight's mom, but
When your father left me for that Barbie-titted child, or when I was fired from the bot shopping network, did I curl up and die?
no, I just channeled it into my kids, clearly.
Luke was so nice to me. You mean until he went berserk? But thank God you single-handedly stopped that
Yeah, you can't have it both
monster's
ways, hun. You're gonna have to pick a side.
I know Luke wasn't. No, that's just it.
You don't know.
You didn't know Luke.
Exactly.
I really am sorry.
She needs it, but yeah, you're gonna have to figure it out there, Marie. You can't be the Vought puppet and the tender-hearted hero. Like, the two just don't go together.
It doesn't make sense. He would have never killed himself. I should have been there. I could have stopped him.
Could you? I mean, we know it didn't happen, but...
Told me to feel better.
Oh, yikes. That's not nice.
I don't want to feel like this.
You have to feel your emotions,
Not
babe.
like this, please.
You have to feel your emotions.
This is something you just have to go through.
Yes, she's right. She's right. Good for her. Good for you, Kate. Good for you. She's way more conscientious than I would have given her credit for. It's good to see.
He's ahead of me when tomorrow's rankings comes out. I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
We were having just a tender moment there, and then this. But yeah.
I didn't even finish. Okay.
Really? You want to do that in front of her parents? Their parents? That's helpful.
Your favorite parent.
Surprise! Brought you some Whataburger. Deep's calamari poppers.
Thanks.
Interesting. No, it's very interesting that they switched to the male persona and the voice and everything. So I'm assuming that that's what the parents see, because the show's been referring to them as non-binary the whole time, but feels like maybe at home they felt like they had to choose a gender. It's a great dress. You are too pretty, Jazz.
Your folks must be so proud.
Oh, yeah. My dad's always bragging.
Don't lie. Don't lie. Just nod and smile.
Doctors Without Borders.
Oh, they're going to fabricate a lie for you, sweetie, which they're going to rip away from you the second you mess up. It sucks because it feeds into a lie she was already telling, but honey, if you're looking for the whole sympathy or sympathetic hero, you should just tell them that your parents died. They don't need to know the details of how.
These people don't want to hear the truth, and you don't want to say it.
That part's true, unfortunately. Damn it, Indira is so good at the double talk.
You could be the first top-ranked freshman in history.
This is so complicated because it's okay for her to have dreams, you know what I'm saying? But this is just not the way to climb.
Maybe starring in her next reality TV show. Sorry, wait, really?
Little cricket. Fun. Wholesome. Sunshine. But no one knew about the tragic underbelly.
Not exploiting this again.
Teen making her way at God you. Only now, she's battling her own sort of internal
Here we go.
supervillains.
Wow.
And the body image stuff, the eating disorder.
Oh my God.
You know, society's cruel notion of female perfection.
This
right?
is horrible. As another woman talking about exploiting what real women, like what women actually go through, like that's crazy.
I want real pain.
Oh, do you? She's just a human. Okay.
It's a starting off point. We can develop it, honey.
Wow, Mom.
Excuse me.
Just pimp your daughter out to be abused emotionally and her issues exploited. That's great.
I just wish I liked your numbers. Q rating, name recognition, social trending, all down.
Well, Brink always said those aren't the numbers that matter.
He's not here anymore.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, we're from Rochester. Where are you from, Kyle?
Oh, parents know the game. Damn, it's a whole thing. But I guess if you're willing to give your kid V, you gotta be willing to play ball, right? This is what they're hoping for. Oh, Emma, someone please help Emma. My heart breaks for her. It just hit me that she's wearing a red dress and blood is her thing. People are thinking this is not real, but it really is real. This happens to women in wedding dresses all the time, too. Sometimes you have to have a really good bridesmaid to help you out.
I don't want to just be roommates. And I don't pity you, like, at all. I wish I was like you. You're fucking badass. And I know this is probably too little, too late, but I'd really like us to be...
This moment. Cute. She needs a hug. Bad.
I don't know if I can be like this.
She's like, let me have the moment.
Jordan and Ruby, they're gonna be husband and wife.
Is that what Jordan wants?
Whatever happened to her, Jordan?
And he's back.
Well, Daddy, we used to try on prom dresses together in high school. So maybe we can do wife and...
Yep, you walked into that one.
You got a great kid here. Just gonna let you catch up.
Mm-hmm. And it got awkward.
I mean, like, why can't it be, like, inspirational? I mean, not like Queen Maeve, but, I mean, like Queen Maeve, you know?
Well, baby, you're not, like...
She's not?
I mean, it's exploiting me.
Thank you.
In the real world, everybody uses everyone.
Stand up for yourself,
She
hon.
taught me how to do it. How to stick my fingers down my throat. Until I vomited bile.
Yeah, tell the truth. Good for you, Emma. Good for you.
Go fuck yourself.
Good for you!
I gotta hit the bathroom. All that champagne.
You come right back.
Of course. Yes, yes.
You know what? Oh my god, all these parents are so gross.
If everyone's gonna be worshiping Brink and shitting all over Luke, then I at least want to get some Grey Goose.
Yeah, like, listen, it's mild. As far as using her pushing for something, I feel like this is mild.
About our intercourse situation.
Ooh, awkward.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what happens. It's awkward now. The guilt.
Intercourse.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a clinical term. We like it.
Tell you the truth, I wanted to talk to you.
Please don't say about Marie.
You're my firstborn son. The day you were born was the best day of my life. I thought we were giving you a gift with Compound V.
You did give me a gift.
Can we please not talk about this?
You can be a boy forever if you want.
But that's the point. Clearly, he doesn't want
Sometimes I
that.
think you change into a girl just to spite me.
Paul, stop.
It's not about you, Dad. It's not always all about you.
I've always just been me.
That's just your child. See, now you understand why this goes so much deeper for them about the recognition for what happened with Luke.
But what I do know is that we need to go down there and need to find out where they have Luke's brother.
How?
But maybe...
I mean, it's a good idea, and it's a way for her to use her powers in a way that's not just exploitative.
Oh, shit.
I mean, in a way it
I'm
is,
saying
but it's
out loud,
not.
I know it sounds like a bad fucking idea, so you should forget I said
No, I'm totally in, dude.
Because it is like life or death.
Yeah, she'd rather do that than what she was doing in episode 1.
Also, no matter what you say.
I mean, like I said, it's a bit exploitative, but I mean, she kept saying she's not sure what to do about her powers. But this is finally something she can do that's good, and it's gonna make her feel good.
I'll see you in an hour.
Got it. Get it. Got it. Good.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm just still stoned.
Sweet Jesus.
Right? No, I love Emma. I love her. Please protect her. But you know what? Good on Andre for actually seeing her ability as something that could be useful for once. But, you know what? I think they've got power inhibitors down there. What happens if a power inhibitor hits her when she's small? Okay, clearly we've got someone who does fire in there. Will he hear you, or will he think he's hallucinating? This guy's been given a lot of drugs. She can't take pictures, hey? Yeah, because nothing else can shrink with her. That sucks. Maybe it can. Maybe she doesn't know yet. That's a long way down. I don't think you can make it, sis. Nope, you'll die. Ah! Yeah, there's that.
Are you real?
Right? My poor guy's like, I'm super high too. What?
For Golden Boy to commit such an evil, unspeakable act, it just...
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that at some point.
Stars can truly shine. Like Marie Moreau, the guardian of Godolkin.
Oh, Guardian of... Wow. Okay. Damn, they're just digging you right in there, Marie.
What happened to you?
Parents. Quite frankly. They love us the most, but they also mess us up the most. No, not the piano. Oh my god. Not the tribute video.
Yo, where do you think you're going?
I'm going to the bathroom.
Did I
Again.
piss you off?
No.
Then what? Because all you're doing is fucking up.
There's some fucked up shit going on, and that's why Luke killed Brink. Because there's this underground hospital where they keep everybody in it.
He's gonna tell you to shut
Who
up.
else would be told?
Nobody.
Don't say another fucking word about this.
Yeah, I had a feeling you couldn't trust your dad. Was Dad in the woods?
You know.
Drop it.
Hey,
Look at the
Larry.
panic in his
Hey,
eyes.
Kevin.
Oh my god. He was there. He was there.
No, I'm real.
Prove it.
How?
What's the name of the stuffed animal I loved more than anything when I was little?
I don't know.
What's the name of my all-time favorite movie?
Jade?
Well, you're a white guy, so Godfather, Star Wars, or Shawshank?
The way that just covers all the bases.
Waterworld?
Right.
For real.
Holy shit. You do know this is the dumbest test ever, right? You were literally almost in a dungeon.
It's not so bad.
He doesn't want to be tortured again.
I've tried to get out before people get hurt. I get mixed up.
He doesn't know about his brother either, does he?
Your brother sent me.
Honey, I don't think you should lie to him. I mean, it's kind of true indirectly, but...
I mean, I guess I could give you the codes to all the security doors. They don't think I pay attention.
Smart boy.
You know the fucking codes?
Yeah, he does, but the problem is that they always find him.
After Golden Boy, the donations were going down the toilet. And so was I.
Wow, okay, there's actually some truth to that, but still pure manipulation.
I'm glad I could be useful to you.
Oh, so useful. You're fantastic. Excuse me.
I really hope you're picking up on some of this, sweetie.
I'm surprised you can walk straight with everyone's tongue lodged up your ass.
Leave me alone. You don't know shit about me.
Brown noser, one-upper, mommy and daddy's perfect little hero.
Oh.
Because my parents are dead. Because I killed them.
Mm-hmm.
You happy?
Bullshit.
I didn't know I had powers until my first period. I couldn't control the blood, and it sliced through my mom's body. Dad came in, same deal.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, like let's just sit together. We all are going through some serious shit right now. I understand where Jordan was coming from, though. I mean, you were lying a lot, though, Marie. You were lying, but good reason.
My little brother kept kicking at my shins. So I grabbed him by the arm and I told him to go away and never come back.
And he did.
So he did.
Shit. Damn.
That was the first time my power showed up. I didn't know. Search party went on for weeks.
Did they find him?
But nothing.
God.
My mom never touched me again.
Wow.
It is not your fault. Your parents shot you up with a dangerous drug when you were a baby to make a buck off you.
No, my parents weren't like that.
Yes,
You sure?
Don't spend a fucking minute crying over them.
Well, that doesn't mean they didn't love them, though. Doesn't mean they didn't love you.
I killed my grandpa with my powers.
Did you? You just want to be part of this
Yeah,
conversation?
still left out.
I was about to say, that sounds random. Damn. But yes, let's lighten the mood because that was heavy. Jeez.
At the end of the world and finding your humanity and drinking your own pee.
Aw. Damn, Luke and Sam seem like they were cute kids.
So, I guess I
Ma'am,
can get the
you really gotta go.
Oh, sorry. You want some?
No.
Oh, can't. If I eat, I...
Get big.
Like Alice in Wonderland.
Exactly.
See, that's a nice comparison.
You're the furthest thing from growth.
Aw, thank you. She needed validation.
Pretty.
Ooh, Sam's got a crush.
You're so fucking brave.
You're a good one, Sam. I'm scared for you.
Oh no.
What's that?
As soon as they turn off the electricity, run.
What electricity?
Shh. Sweetie, hide. Hide. How, do they have cameras in there? No, 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 honey, there's nothing you can do. Just go. There's nothing you can do. If they wanted him dead, they would have killed him already. Just go. What are you doing? Emma, what are you doing? Oh, she needs to get out. Emma, what are you doing?
No, 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 no. What the fuck?
I mean, Emma, yes, but you need to get out. Honey, what are you doing? Badass, but not smart. Honey, you need to go. You need to go right now. You need to go right now. You need to go right now. You just got yourself noticed, but for all the wrong reasons. That's disgusting.
This is the grossest thing possible.
It is. It is. I still think what you did on episode 1 is worse, though. You need to go. There's more. Yeah. Oh my God, my anxiety. Why? Oh, honey, 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 honey. Why? Why would you do it? Why? Oh my gosh. Damn. Oh my God, you guys know I'm not okay. You need to protect Emma. They need to protect Emma at all costs. You don't understand. I love her. Okay, wow. All right, guys, that was episode 3, which is hashtag Think Brink. Hilariously, he was very much in the background of this episode, even the remembering of him. But what I loved about this episode is, again, it's giving us more layers into these kids and how messed up this world of creating V kids is and how it affects them and how the ripple effect that these parents who chose to give their kids V is having. And it's the different perspectives. Like, I love that they brought in like this kind of meet the parents episode with the whole fundraiser, because it really gives us more insight into all the characters and a lot of why they are the way they are and how it's informing how they act now. And it's just crazy because that's just the reality of our lives, right? Like, our families, our parents, our caregivers, whoever was the most, I guess you could say, influential person that was instrumental in helping us be raised, they always have a massive impact on how you view the world and the steps you take and where you go and what you do. And this episode did such a good job of illustrating that. And let's just kind of go through each of the characters and kind of how we learned a bit about them through this, right? We'll start with Emma, since we ended on Emma. I love Emma. She's so endearing. She really, really is. She's such a cutie pie. I need her to be safe. But anyway, we see that because of last episode, that girl who decided to expose the way that Emma accesses her powers, obviously she framed it as an eating disorder, which unfortunately what she's doing very much sounds like an eating disorder, right? Like, as far as we know in our world, someone who forces himself to be sick, and then of course with the getting smaller due to forcing that, you know, the parallels with that and bulimia are inescapable. But if that is the way she accesses her powers, we see that she's not doing it because she's trying to keep her weight a certain way per se. It's the way she accesses her power. However, after seeing this episode, seeing her mother and the way that her mom clearly gave her the V because she wanted a star, and we see that her mom actually used to work with Vought, her mom is very much in the machine, right? She wants the celebrity, she wants to have the dynasty, she wants the whole like Kardashian empire going on. And from the sounds of things, from the second that Emma could even recognize anything, she's been pouring this into her, this dream of the celebrity and that life. But it's hollow. It's not real. It's very, what's the right word? It's just so surface, and it's so much focused on the outer and the exterior. It has nothing to do with who Emma is as a person, anything to do with her mental or emotional, or in this case, even physical health. And hearing in this episode that her mom is the one who taught her to do that. And my thing is that I'm not sure when Emma's powers kicked in, we didn't hear like how the origination of her powers, like we heard the origin stories of Kate's Obviously, we saw Marie's. We're not sure of what happened with Jordan, but with her, we don't know when hers kicked in or how it kicked in. But it sounds like, from what I'm picking up from this episode, Emma's mother was teaching her how to keep herself skinny long before her powers kicked in. I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly how her powers got triggered the first time. So in the episode, I said that it's possible that maybe Emma can access her powers a different way, but she just doesn't know, because maybe the first time it ever triggered was because she was purging, which her mother taught her, God knows how early in life, because she wanted her, like we saw her mother saying, I need to check you, I need to check your height, I need to check your weight, I need to measure you. Are you too much? Are you too little? Like, putting that type of physical fixation on a girl especially, but anyone, any child, is so detrimental. There's not enough words for how that messes up a child and their sense of self-image and their sense of self-worth. And it so explains what we saw back in episode 1, the fact that she was willing to do something that she knows emotionally and physically hurts her just to get the approval of this guy she didn't even know, who was using her sexually, and she knew it. She knew she was being used and exploited, but she still let it happen because she just wants validation that she's useful, that she's beautiful, that she's worthy just as her, right? We saw her in that first episode say, isn't this good? Like, isn't just Emma okay for you right now? And he was like, basically, no, I want the gimmick. I want this thing. And so this is what Emma has been dealing with from childhood, from her parents, from her mother, saying, I don't care about you as Emma. I need you to be this thing, whether it's this perfect thing to go into movies and TV, or for you to do these things to create yourself, create your little tiny Emma, so that, or what was it? The name I keep forgetting her stage name, but anyway, a Cricket, or you have to be Cricket in order to get the gimmick again, to get you on TV and all the stardom. So it's just so messed up. And again, it gives us so much insight into why Emma is the way she is. She's trying so hard to just love herself and to feel useful and valid and wanted and needed in this world, that she's just kind of floating, and it's so sad. And she kind of keeps reaching out to people, and it has been going well, but I'm glad that Marie is kind of, again, Marie's not a bad person. She's not. She really is someone who sees these things, and I do think she cares, but we know that she's got her reasons for why she's putting herself above everything else right now. Like, again, it's not going to get her far in life in general, but it's understandable why she's so me first, and why she was very much like, I don't need your problems, Emma. I'm dealing with my own. But I'm glad that she's recognizing that Emma is so pure at this point, right? Everything she's doing is so transparent. She doesn't try to be subversive, or she's not trying to get anything. Even with everything that's happened with Marie suddenly getting her spotlight, you don't see Emma trying to leech onto it or take that spotlight away from her. She's very genuinely happy for her, right? So I think that Marie's starting to see that and understand that out of all the people that are trying to use her right now, Emma's the furthest thing from it, and that she just really needs a friend. That's all Emma wants, really. It's just a friend. She just wants someone to love her and care for her as she is, not as Cricket, not as whatever she puts out there, just this girl who just wants to be herself, who's quirky and funny and kind of goofy, right? So anyway, heart goes out to Emma. But yes, I like that, that's all she really wants. And I think Marie is finally seeing that and trying to really, like she said, I want to be friends with you, and I don't pity you. And I do think that what you're doing is brave, and I'm just wrapped up in my own crap right now. So, that moment in the bathroom was awkward, but also very real and very much like them, right? Because Emma's so weird, and so is Marie in her own way. So I think that was just a really cute moment that they had. And I'm really hoping that they continue the friendship going forward, because they both need it. Like, they both are people who have powers that are not the greatest to access. And that was actually a really real moment between Marie and Emma when she came back from her night, and, poor Emma was so small that she couldn't even find the strength to eat. And Marie saying to her, that's not okay. You need to get this under control. Even if you need to access your power, you need to figure out a way to do this that is not going to endanger your life. And Emma kind of being like, don't come at me for the way that this goes. She's like, you cut yourself. And it's not always just for the power, right? We saw in the first episode actually, that Marie does, obviously, yes, she cuts her hands to access her power, but it's also a form of her channeling all the pain and loneliness and issues she's feeling into this act. And I mean, I don't personally do anything like that, and I don't want to speak for people who have experienced it or know someone who has. I just, from what I've read about it and what I've learned about it, again from an exterior perspective, the act of doing it is often a way of repressing their feelings, or they don't know of a healthier way to express it. And so we saw that with Marie, she very much channels what she's going through every time she thinks of what happened, because she is still very much dealing with the trauma of what happened with her parents and losing her sister. Even now, even though she's pushed through it and gotten to this point, she hasn't dealt with that trauma. And every time her mind and her emotions take her back there to deal with it, rather than dealing with it, she externalizes the pain and channels it through her power. And so that's not a healthy way to deal with it. And Emma just basically called out that, we both have an unhealthy way of accessing our powers right now. So don't come, because I think even though Marie was coming from a place of love, it was a bit condescending. And Emma just kind of had to remind her, like, we both have our issues, sis. So anyway, like I said, I think that that's why these two could actually really benefit from each other, because they're both healing from different ways. Like, obviously what Marie went through is very different, but it's similar in that it's a parental effect that is affecting them now. And Emma has that too. Her mom is the worst. There's really not much to say about that. Like, sadly, just a very typical stage monster. And I was so proud of Emma for standing up for her for herself in the end, after that little pep talk from Marie, her getting the strength to tell her mom, like, actually, I'm not going to do this show where you're exploiting my very harmful power and how I access it, basically, for this show, and that you're telling me to suck it up because you want your glory. It's not even about her. Your mom just basically, like, everyone uses everyone. Yeah, it's exploitative, but who cares? Just do it. Like, what? So I'm glad that she told that the producer, with the rhyming name, I keep forgetting her name, but she's like, I'm not doing this. It's exploitative and it's wrong. It's not spinning this in a positive light. It's not helping anybody, including myself. And so her mom basically told her to, F off. Like, if that's all you care about and you don't care about me, then I don't need you. So good for her. And I do hope she keeps her distance. But yeah, it's reminding me a lot of, if you watch The Boys, Starlight and her mother and that dysfunctional relationship. I don't necessarily want to say at this point that Emma's mom does not love her, but she definitely has a lot of priorities she needs to fix before Emma should ever let her back into her life. But dovetailing into someone seeing Emma positively, Andre seeing an opportunity for where Emma's powers could actually be used for something that's actually beneficial instead of just for show and for exploitation purposes. As I said in the episodes, it's a bit dicey because he was kind of using her for something that he can't do himself. But like I said, Emma said in episode 1, like, what can I do when I'm the size of a pickle? Well, now we found out there's actually quite a bit. You can infiltrate things that other supes can't. You can get in there and get information and see things. But also, she took out a full-size man. Like, it wasn't the right move, but I don't even know that she knew that she could do that in that moment. But she was so motivated by trying to help Sam that she just acted, and I don't even think she knew that she had that power. So I like that, again, just someone having that faith in her and seeing her power as something useful instead of just something gimmicky or gross. She was able to tap into herself and do something that was better. And I love that for her. But again, I'm so scared. I'm just hoping, please don't let Emma get caught. I don't know what she's going to do. Of all people who does not need to be caught, it's not Emma. Like, please, she's so soft. Please, Lord. I'm so scared. Anyway, so that was Emma. Really good stuff on her. A lot more insight into her. And yeah, still love her character a lot. Marie this episode, again, getting lost in all of this stuff, like being played by Indira so well that hurts my heart. Indira has definitely found out that Marie is someone who needs validation as well. She's looking for parental figures, parental validation, something she didn't get to grow up with. She's still carrying around all this guilt over what she did, accidentally, of course, but Indira's figured out that button and she is pressing the hell out of it. And so far, Marie's kind of sucking it up more than not. Like, we saw that at the fundraiser, she's finally starting to see that there's a bit of a veneer there with Indira, but I still think, unfortunately, she loves the fact that Indira is just saying all the right things and validating her fears, and not validating her fears, validating her in a way that counteracts her fears. So I'm a little worried about that, but I'm hoping that maybe now that she's friends with Kate, at least I hope so, they're moving towards being friends with Kate and Jordan and people who've been around the Vought machine enough, she'll start to understand that she needs to keep a healthy distance between her and Indira. Like, it's not to say she should make an enemy of Indira at this point, but to just be mindful that she is being played and not to let herself believe that rhetoric, because otherwise she's going to end up like the Deep, if you know from the boys. So anyway, we see that she's kind of still dealing with that, but also her conscience is clearly starting to kick in. But as I said in the episode, Marie's going to have to decide what she wants to do. Like, if she's going to want to go full in on this whole Vought machine thing, she's going to have to recognize she can't have real friends, right? Because Vought does not care about that, right? We've seen that in the boys. Once you are in Vaught's machine, if you want to play their game, they don't care about your friends, your family, anybody. You got to do what they say, or it's going to go bad for you. So yeah, Marie's got some thinking to do. She's going to have to decide what she wants to do. Does she really want to chase this dream as she thought it was? Or is she going to see how twisted it is and what the real cost is going to be, which is going to be her friends, her families, what remaining family she has, her connections, etc. So we'll see. We'll have to see. This is definitely going to be a transitional period for her as she figures out what she wants to do. We had that, and then we had her at the fundraiser, and she realized that, you know, even though she's getting all this star treatment, she was told to just basically smile and nod, and she realized that people don't want to really get to know her. They're just more interested in her contribution to Vought and just playing this part, and she didn't like it, right? In the end, she was kind of like, no one really cares about me. Like, I don't feel good for all this. Like, even though she, like, if you'd asked her in episode 1 what's going on with her right now would have been her dream, but now that it's happening, she's recognizing that it doesn't feel good. It's not feeling the way that she thought it would. At the end of it, we see that she goes, and of course Jordan's giving her the evil eye for obvious reasons, and she basically is like, look, I don't want to deal with, you know, you and whatever you have to say. And Jordan's kind of like, well, I'm going to tell you about yourself. And Jordan rattles off what she believes. And of course, some of this is based on the fact that Marie's been lying a lot about her background. But Marie's kind of over it, right? She's had a rough she's had a rough few days. So she finally just tells the truth, the whole truth about her parents, how they died, all of it. And I think she really needed to say that out loud too, because she's been carrying that as a shame all these years. But it's not something she needs to be ashamed of. And that's one thing I have to say. I love that Kate also shared a story about how she basically caused her brother to come up missing. Like, oh my God, that's crazy. But anyway, they have this moment where they share that their powers have, you know, not everyone has that beautiful coming of age power story. Some people have some really dark stuff. And I think Marie really needed to hear that there's camaraderie in other powered people who've not had the best learning about their powers experience. But also, I love that Kate told her that she can't take ownership for what happened in that sense. Like, yes, she technically caused her parents' death, but not because she wanted to. She clearly loved her parents. She didn't want that to happen, but she didn't know what was happening to her. And her parents didn't tell her that she had taken V and that this could happen to her. So this is something where, like, she needed to hear that because she is carrying around that blame and that shame. I don't agree with what Kate said about how, like, her parents don't deserve any pity or any love, because from what we saw, her parents were loving parents to both their children. And I don't think that just because her parents gave her V, that automatically means that they don't love her. She does need to take out that guilt and that pain and that shame, because she doesn't deserve it. Her parents did make that choice for her before she was even able to understand that choice. And like I said, I like that they got that moment to bond, even that Jordan got to hear the truth. And now they understand that everyone's got a story. And even Jordan has their story as well, which dovetails into Jordan. So yeah, we got quite a bit on Jordan this episode. I mean, we have heard since episode 1 that there is some contention, at least from an audience point of view. When I say audience, I mean, like, in the Vought world, they're always looking at demographics and numbers and who's going to sell and who's not. And we heard from episode 1 and even into episode 2 that because of the nature of Jordan's power of being non-binary, being able to switch between the genders, it's something that they don't think is going to sell well, especially in the more conservative parts of the country. And if we're being real, there's a lot of other countries outside of the US that also are still very conservative in their viewpoint around the non-binary situation. So Jordan has been, dealing with this because Jordan is, as we saw in episode 1, is a really good fighter. Like, their power is actually really cool. They're very good at what they do. And they were number 2 when Luke was still alive. So that lets you know that by Vought standards and by public standards, they are to a degree a very powerful asset. But there's just this thing, you know, around the mentality and the thinking that people have that kept them from being able to progress. And we saw that last episode, Jordan asked Marie to tell the truth about the fact that really it was Jordan that saved Marie's life, because Jordan fighting with Luke was what stalled and gave Marie enough time to get far enough away that Luke couldn't hurt her. But of course, that fight happened indoors and no one knew what was happening, so no one got to film that, and the truth didn't get to come out. So Marie is basically absorbing all the credit that Jordan deserved. And so Jordan's rightfully upset about it, but we see that it goes deeper than that. It's not just about the fame and the numbers in school. We see that this also extends into the background, right? We met Jordan's parents this episode, and we see that the second that the parents knocked on the door, Jordan was in the female form. But then when they realized that their parents were at the door, right into masculine voice, right? Went to masculine Jordan. Jordan turned into a male. She took all the memorabilia or anything that had to do with the female side, hid that. And then as soon as they opened the door, quick switched into Jordan the boy. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. You know, Jordan is Asian, and I think a lot of people know that Asian culture overall, many of the Asian cultures are still quite conservative about a lot of things, but particularly around sex, sexuality. It's still pretty old school and heteronormative in most of those countries. So I was thinking that, like, I remember thinking that in episode 1, like, wow, non-binary and Asian, that's probably interesting. And this episode, we delved a bit more into that. And we see that, yes, Jordan's parents are trying to be understanding. I'd say the mother's probably further along than the father, but yeah, they're trying to be understanding, but they're still struggling. And the father, the fact that Jordan always felt the need to go into the masculine form says that there's an expectation there that they're supposed to be a boy, that's supposed to be the primary persona, so to speak. We see that Jordan's trying to get themselves, you know, they're trying to pitch themselves, do everything. But again, unfortunately, they just keep hearing that, yeah, you're not going to sell well. The numbers are not good. You know, no one's really looking to you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is kind of this issue that Jordan's facing, not only for a career progression perspective, but also on a personal acceptance perspective. Very interesting, and again, gives us some more insight into what Jordan is battling and kind of why they act the way that they do. So I really like that. I really like that we got all that depth and a little bit more of a fuller picture of these characters. And then, of course, on the side of things, we saw that Andre is still pursuing what's going on with Luke. And in the midst of that, he and Kate hooked up, which, like I said, I'm not going to throw too much judgment on that. It's like, okay, your best friend, okay, the best friend hooking up with the ex. It is what it is, but I'm not upset about it, just in that fact that, like, the sad reality is Luke is gone. Luke is gone. It sounds insensitive, but they're both in a very hurt emotional place. And sadly, people who are in bad emotional places tend to make poor decisions. Now, whether or not it's going to go anywhere, I don't know. I feel like both of them are acting really weird about it. So I feel like they're both having a bit of regret and trying to figure out whether or not they've made a mistake. That aside, Andre, of course, as I mentioned before, sent Emma on her mission because he wants to find out exactly what's going on with Sam and seeing if there's any way he can figure out a way to get Sam out of there. And in the midst of it all, because Andre's father is noticing that Andre is disappearing and not showing up and acting differently, his dad's like, what's going on? And it's interesting, his dad's already turning into a bit of an interesting character because his dad is clearly in the machine, right? He's very much also a stage mom, but he's also genuinely does want the best for Andre. Like, it's not all like, I don't care about what's going on with my kid. But then Andre tells him that, hey, I'm letting you know because I want you to know that I'm okay, but I'm still figuring out what's going on with Luke, and here's what I found so far. And he talks about the place under the school, and we see just sheer terror come over his father, and he grabs him and he's like, you need to drop this. You need to drop it now. Never talk to anybody about it. Don't tell anybody. I mean, Andre lied and said he didn't tell anyone, but anyways, he's like, don't tell anybody. You need to keep this to yourself. Drop it. And the fear that was in his dad's eyes, and then you hear that his dad gets called up for like giving his speech, and the mask comes back on immediately. And I'm like, either his dad was already in the woods himself, or he knows about what happens or how kids get funneled into the woods. Who knows? But either way, Vought has already gotten to this guy. So I think Andre picked up on it. We'll see what he does with that information going forward, but I think he knows now that his dad is not going to be an ally. Polarity, aka Andre's dad, is going to end up, I don't know, I have a sneaking suspicion he's not making it through this season, because I feel like he's going to try to protect Andre, and we know Andre's not going to drop this. I don't know. It's starting to get crazy. I don't know. But yeah, this was, like I said, there wasn't a ton of action in this episode, but we got to know more about Sam as well. You know, the scenes between Sam and Emma were super cute. I ship it already. Don't know if it's going to go anywhere. But Sam seems like he's a really good kid, and the V apparently does affect his brain, but I don't think it's doing it in the way that he's been told. But anyway, we'll have to see what happens with that. But I like Sam as a character. I hope we get to keep him. And like I said, we just need to protect Emma at all costs. Hashtag protect Emma. That's pretty much it, guys. I enjoyed this episode a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give some love to this video and let me know what's going on in the comments below. And we will see you in the next video.